Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Michelle DeBase, Professor and Chair of the Department of Physician Assistant Studies. Welcome to the Arizona School of Health Sciences Physician Assistant White Coat Ceremony for the class of 2024. Would the Physician Assistant class of 2024 please enter? Please be seated. Students, today you will receive your short white coat. This marks your journey towards achieving the long white coat once you graduate. It marks your entrance into a community of healthcare providers. It serves as a symbol of the professionalism, caring, and trust that you must earn from your patients. It stands as a marker of transformation from student to health professional. As you don your short white coat, let it be a constant reminder of the commitment you make today to your future patients, to each other through times of struggle and success, to your faculty, staff, and preceptors, to your families, to our communities, and also to yourselves. I have a great job. I get to work with bright, motivated students, a wonderful administrative staff, and superb faculty. Many of them are joining us here today, and I'd like to take a moment to recognize them. Dr. Craig Phelps, ATSU University President, Mr. Clinton Normore, Vice President of Diversity and Inclusion, Dr. Gary Cloud, Vice President of Strategic Partnerships, Dr. Ann Lee Birch, Dean of Arizona School of Health Sciences, Ms. Linda Knutson, our keynote speaker. I would also like to recognize the members of the physician assistant faculty on stage with us today, as well as our staff who are assisting in the audience. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Dean Ann Lee Birch. Dr. Birch.
Class of 2024, good afternoon. I'm so happy to be able to celebrate with you today with your families and friends. For many of you, becoming a PA has been a long-awaited dream, and this symbolic day, the day you receive your white coats, makes it all real. You will now be embarking on a course of study which is quite remarkable, one which will train and educate you to become a healer, committing your professional life to bringing optimal health to individuals and communities. From your faculty and clinical preceptors, you will learn a steely resolve to become a strong advocate for those that you serve. You will acquire deep knowledge, advanced skills, and the education to think quickly on your feet, acting swiftly and appropriately in emergency situations. You'll learn when to delegate, when to take charge, and the art of teamwork and collaboration. The next 2 and some years will fly by. They will be intense, but will be years you will remember your entire life. Certain grave expectations come as you receive your white coat today. You are committing to a promise to acquire the medical knowledge, skill efficacy, compassion, trust, and respect for human dignity that are so central to your profession. I celebrate this day with all of you as you receive not only your white coat, but this responsibility to honor and heal all individuals that seek your care. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Birch. Today we are honored to welcome Ms. Linda Knutson as our keynote speaker. Ms. Knutson is a retired emergency medicine physician assistant and an adjunct faculty member for the ATSU-ASHS Physician Assistant Studies program. She attended the University of North Dakota, where she received her Bachelor of Arts and Sciences degree. After graduating, she taught high school and coached the girls' basketball team for 4 years. Her team won back-to-back state championships. Ms. Knutson then moved to Arizona and attended Arizona State University, where she received her Master's of Education Administration degree. Soon after that, she became a firefighter for the Mesa Fire Department and progressed through the ranks of paramedic, engineer, and captain. Ms. Knutson was then accepted into the inaugural ATSU-ASHS PA program. After graduating in 1997, she began working as an emergency medicine PA. She briefly left emergency medicine in 2001 to become the director of the Arizona School of Health Sciences PA program. She returned to emergency medicine in 2005 to work for Emergency Professional Services, where she became the lead PA for 4 contracted Banner Medical Centers in Arizona. She also served as interim lead at Regional Medical Center in San Jose, California. Ms. Knutson has volunteered with Peacework Medical Projects multiple times, completing medical missions to Belize on Monkey River and in Haiti after the earthquake in 2010. She has served on a number of boards and commissions, including the Mountain Park Health Center, the Tempe Community Council, and the Tempe Neighborhood Advisory Commission. Her latest endeavors include traveling, camping, and pickleball since retirement. Please join me in welcoming PA Linda Knutson.
Boy, I sound old. Good afternoon, everyone. What a great day this is. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate each of you as you receive your white coat today. Welcome to all your families and friends who are here as well. Thank you, Dr. DeBase, for giving me the opportunity to address the PA class of 2024. I'm truly humbled. It's hard to believe that 27 years ago, I was at this same place in time that each of you are at right now as a first-year PA student, and the only difference was that it was the first ATSU PA class. Time does fly, and that's really a good thing for each of you to remember as you begin to think the first year is never going to end. White coats. Traditional white coats have long been the symbol of physicians and physician assistants, PAs. The white coat ceremony offers an induction into the noble calling of medicine. It signifies the beginning of the PA student's journey to achieve the long white coat, which can be worn once they graduate and are certified. The white coat ceremony is also an important time for first-year physician assistant students to come together as a class and to realize how critical the professional and humanistic aspects of medicine are in the care of patients. But to me, the most important part of this day and this ceremony is that it gives each of you as first-year PA students the opportunity to make a major decision that will help guide you through school and your PA career. But before we get to that, I would like each of you to take a minute to look back at the journey you have taken thus far that brought you to this point. And while you're doing this, I have a few questions for you. First, who were the people who encouraged you to become a PA, and why did they? What did they think was so special about you that made them believe in you? Second, what is your why? Why do you want to be a PA? Third, how hard did you work to get here, and how much sacrifice have you and your family already made to make this happen? With your answers to these questions in mind, I'd like to go back to that comment I made about a decision that you can make today. You see, I believe there are two types of PAs: mediocre and exceptional. The mediocre PA goes to work, sees their patients, does their time, and goes home. Nothing wrong with that as long as they get their work done. I know many mediocre PAs, and that's the decision they made. Now, the exceptional PA has a much different story, and I know that because I am an exceptional PA. I'm not saying that to brag or pat myself on the back, because I am not the smartest PA. I don't have the right answer all the time, and I may not see the most patients during my shift. I'm exceptional because I continually put in the effort and the hard work that it takes to be the best I can be for my patients. I have never quit caring about them. After all of these years, I continue to listen to my patients, give them the time they deserve, and treat them as if they were my own family, just as I would hope my own family would be treated. And many times, they just need the person in this white coat to show them that someone cares. Taking the time to actively listen to my patients means that I not only hear the words they are saying, but I also have a better chance at hearing and seeing the complete message. When I listen to a patient, I try to convey respect and build trust. I'm often the one who learns the most from them. Being exceptional also means that I fully accept the challenge of working with the difficult patient that has multiple problems, instead of avoiding them at all costs. By listening, gaining trust, and working with the patient, I'm able to offer the patient options that they never thought they had. And I allow them to become more active in their decision-making, which in turn makes them more accountable for their own health. And isn't this what we should be striving for in healthcare? This is something that many patients want to do but don't get the chance when a provider doesn't listen to them or have an actual conversation with them. It all comes back to caring about your patient. Letting them know you care occurs in many different ways. For instance, let's say it's Friday. You're ready to leave the office and go home after a hard day and an extremely hard week. You look over at your desk and all of a sudden you see someone left the lab results or radiology results on one of your patients. Regardless of what the results are, instead of leaving the office and then contacting the patient maybe the next day or maybe after the weekend, you sit down. You call them with the results, answer their questions, and explain anything they don't understand. This may be a small gesture on your part, or it may take a lot of time and you're wondering, am I ever going to get out of here tonight? But it can mean all the difference in the world to an anxious patient who's been waiting for those results all day. Being exceptional means that I realize I'm not always right and that I make mistakes. I have learned the hard way that it is much better to be accountable for my mistakes, learn from them, and try not to let them happen again, than to come up with as many excuses as possible as to why I made the mistake in the first place. Again, it's all about being responsible and accountable for our actions. Being exceptional also means asking for help when you need it. I know my strengths, but I work very hard on my weaknesses. I was given some words of wisdom by a general surgeon when I first became a PA, and I think they are worth passing on. He said, "Linda, you're pretty smart." He says, "But I'm going to tell you something. It's good to know what you know, but it is better to know what you don't know." Think about that one. So you cannot fully care about your patients without committing to continually improve your medical knowledge. I've always said that right after you graduate from PA school, you have the best book smarts you'll ever have in your career, but the least experience. Then when you've been out there for some years, it's easy to forget a lot of the information you learned in school. But by then, you have much more experience. An exceptional PA will rely on their experience, but always have a hunger for knowledge and believe that staying up to date with the latest evidence-based medicine is essential for good patient care. In order to become an exceptional PA, you first need to become an exceptional PA student. The choices you make while in school will affect the way you practice forever. I believe all of you have already made one excellent choice by choosing the ATSU PA program. Because to be exceptional, you also have to have opportunities. This PA program has an extraordinary chair, faculty, and staff, all of whom are committed to giving you the best opportunity you could have. The program is progressive, it's learner-centered, and it uses multiple methods of instruction. The opportunities for you to be exceptional are here for the taking. It's up to you to accept the challenge to look for those opportunities. Now, you may be the type of student who's always been at the top of the class, and you've worked hard to get good grades, or they may have come easily. Either way, I think that's great. And you should be very proud of yourself. But to me, what would make you exceptional is if you knew that someone else in class wasn't doing so well and they were struggling, and you offered to help them out. Sharing some of your tips on learning subject material, taking the time to explain a hard concept, or just being a study partner could make all the difference for them. And you may find that it will help you as much as them simply because it will improve your ability to explain or discuss situations better with your future patients, as well as appreciate their needs. Some of you may have been a paramedic or a nurse before you came to PA school and are extremely confident in your skills, such as patient assessment, starting IVs, intubating, or interpreting EKGs. That's old hat to you. But try to think back when you first learned each of those skills. It wasn't that easy. It would be exceptional for you to help others after class or lab become more confident in these skills. But it doesn't just have to be in the classroom or at school. It can be the simple things. You may have lived in this area for a long time, and you're familiar with some great trails for hiking. Why not try to get a group or a couple of fellow students together and go on a hike? Please do not do this today. It will help all of you mentally and physically, while at the same time give you the opportunity to get to know each other better. Part of being exceptional is having a willingness to share your expertise in a way that can help others in the class who don't have that expertise or confidence. Continue to challenge yourselves. Step out of your comfort zones. I would guess that some of you may have never met a homeless person. So go volunteer sometime at the homeless shelters or the clinics or at the food banks. And when you volunteer, sit down and talk to the patients. And more importantly, listen to their story. This PA program is going to be a challenge, and it can be a challenge at different times for each of you. And there may be a time when you get a bad grade on a test. Instead of complaining to all your friends and all your classmates, how about making an appointment with the instructor? Not to question the test or to argue the points, but to ask, how can I improve on this? This not only demonstrates accountability, but it demonstrates a desire to become better. I hope that by now you're seeing that you do not have to be the best or the greatest to be exceptional. but you do have to be committed to making the effort and working hard to improve your abilities. A few years ago, my niece was hired by a small fire department in the Midwest, and I went to visit her. And of course, since I'd been a captain and a paramedic, she wanted to give me a tour of the station she was assigned to. As we walked through the crew's quarters, I saw a handwritten sign on the door to the dorms. It wasn't anything fancy, but it was written with bright red markers. Otherwise, I probably would have missed it. I went over to read it, and she told me one of her fellow rookies in her academy had made it during their training program, and their group decided collectively to make it their mantra during training. It followed them to their stations when they first got assigned. And here's what the sign said, verbatim. Up on the top of it, in these bright red letters, it said, 10 things that require 0 talent. And below it, it had this list. Number 1, being on time. 2, work ethic. 3, effort. 4, body language. 5, energy. 6, attitude. 7, passion. 8, being coachable. 9, doing extra. 10, being prepared. Yes, these are 10 simple things that require 0 talent, but they also happen to be 10 simple things that will help you become exceptional. So as you accept your white coat today, please remember that the coat is a symbol of caring, trust, and professionalism. But it is you who has to decide how you will deliver that care, develop that trust, and become that professional. Will you be mediocre, or will you be exceptional? My hope is that each of you take my challenge today to be exceptional. I wish the best for all of you, and remember, no one said this would be easy, only that it would be worth it. Thank you, and good luck.
Thank you, Linda. It is now time for the presentation of the white coats. I'd like to invite Dr. Linda McConnell to come forward. She will be reading the students' names as they come on stage. Dr. Ray Pavlik and Dr. Angie Koselik will be assisting the students don their white coats.
Nadir Andre Umar. Denise Lynn Anderson. Diana Awad. Joseph Babel. Michelle Banuelos. Harley Bowman. Olivia Buckley. Micaiah Sanker. Christopher A. Dangerfield. Gabriela Deanda. Jacqueline Diaz. Angie Dorame. Karen Estrada Carrillo. Alex Friedel. Jacob Frietz. Christine Elizabeth Gable. Serena Garcia. Brielle Goldberg. Lindsay Grover. Andrew Ho. Samantha Ione. Kuljit Kaur. Erica Cronick. Abigail Elizabeth Lagergren. Colton Landrum. Sandy Lee. Catherine Lombardi. Samantha Lupnaka. Lindsay Lieberger. Leah Madella. Marlene Mai. Ashley Martin. Gracie Meeks. Lauren Miller. Maimuna Nayar. Andrew Stephen Nelson. Helen Newen. Katya Nichols. Jacqueline Oriana. Joshua O'Wheely. Leroy Parker IV. Savangi Patel. Smile. Kevin Payne. Madeline Elvia Pina. Quinton Michael Permenter. Julianne Chukmi Pham. Alexandria Nicole Pearson. Sandra Maria Pineda. Jeremy Dan Price. Isabella Quezada. Alexis Rojas. Ashley Michelle Sohani. Miriam Sami. April Nicole Sellers. Troy Sina. Taha Sharif. Brianna Linnea Siegel. Parker Sarine. Hannah Stock. Shayla June Stover. Emma Strangelin. Jacob M. Taylor. Tony Tig. Trong Vo. Logan B. Wade. Hannah Wadsworth. Jasmine Nguyen Weathersby. Nicole Williams. Tiffany Wong. Roger Schwan. Scott Cushing.
Class of 2024, it is now time to take the oath of your profession. Please turn to page 7 of your program. The physician assistant oath will be led by Kettle Society President, Ms. Tatum Thomas Comenda, PA Class of 2023.
Good afternoon. PA Class of 2024, please join me in reading the Physician Assistant Oath. I pledge to perform the following duties with honesty, integrity, and dedication, remembering always that my primary responsibility is to the health, safety, welfare, and dignity of all human beings. I recognize and promote the value of diversity, and I will treat equally all persons who seek my care. I will uphold the tenets of patient autonomy, beneficence, non-maleficence, justice, and the principle of informed consent. I will hold in confidence the information shared with me in the course of practicing medicine, except where I am authorized to impart such knowledge. I will be diligent in understanding both my personal capabilities and my limitations, striving always to improve my practice of medicine. I will actively seek to expand my intellectual knowledge and skills, keeping abreast of advances in medical art and science. I will work with other members of the healthcare team to assure compassionate and effective care of patients. I will uphold and enhance community values and use the knowledge and experience acquired as a PA to contribute to an improved community. I will respect my professional relationships with the physician and act always with the guidance and supervision provided by the physician, except where to do so would cause harm. I recognize my duty to perpetuate knowledge within the profession. These duties are pledged with sincerity and on my honor.
Thank you, Tatum. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present the Physician Assistant Class of 2024. Oops. Students, you now may be seated. It is now my pleasure to introduce University President Dr. Craig Phelps, who will offer his closing remarks. Dr. Phelps.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry about that. Up, down, up, down. I'm going to go this way. Please excuse me. Not my better half. All right. Lots of good stuff today. What a great story, right? The world has a lot of crazy things going on, but today is just a wonderful day to celebrate you and your family and those who have supported you along the way. Boy, Dr. Birch, thanks for your opening remarks. Dr. Bass, thank you, and keeping things emceed and on the right path. Ms. Knutson, Linda, 25 years we've known each other. When you said you're retiring, I thought that can't be. But I don't think you ever retire in the healthcare field, right? Because you're always going to be giving advice and you're always going to be out there forever. So it was great seeing you again, and thank you for all you've done for ATSU and for our PA program. So it was great seeing you back again today. It was wonderful. Tatum, thank you for the oath. That's pretty cool. Good. Does it feel kind of fun to be back? Good stuff. Good stuff. I want to thank our staff from ASHS, particularly the PA program that helped put this together today and all the work that they did to make sure that you have the things that you need. I want to thank this great faculty. It's probably one of the best faculty in the country to help you along your way and to give you the knowledge and, more important, the mentoring and what you'll need to become a successful physician assistant. So thank you. I also want to thank the folks at the Mesa Arts Center. They always take great care of us. They're here before we get here and stay long after we go home. So thank them. And then our ATSU staff, communications and marketing, student affairs, IT, all those folks that were here long before we got here this morning will be here long after you leave, packing things up and taking things home. And our interpreter from the American Sign Language, thank you for our interpreter. So. Ms. Knutson said it all, but I just want to remember a few things that were brought up and inspire you as you go forward in your white coat. Congratulations, first of all. Your white coat symbolizes a contract between you and your patients that will last a lifetime. Patients will be sharing their most intimate details with you and your healthcare team. Patients will allow their children, spouses, sons, daughters, parents, and themselves to be exposed to an inexperienced student in order to educate you for the benefit of humankind. No other profession allows this. Your priority is to always act in the best interest of your patient, no matter their political beliefs, race, gender, preferences, income, age, education, or status in life. I think that deserves some repeating. Your priority is to always act in the best interest of your patient, no matter their political beliefs, race, gender, preferences, income, age, education, or status in life. When there is pandemonium about, and there will be, pause and ask your team what is best for our patient. Collectively, you and your team, with the support of internal and external resources, can take care of just about anyone and anything that comes your way. It just takes a leader in a white coat to help make it happen. A child hearing her mother's voice for the first time, an athlete with a torn ACL wondering if she'll be able to play again, a lonely grandmother separated from her family and confused, a businessman driven to the brink of suicide by a chronic condition, a cancer diagnosis, and a grandfather or grandmother, a family recently arrived in the United States without all of the resources we take for granted. These are examples of the joys and challenges that you will face, but they will make your life rich and rewarding through lifelong relationships and new knowledge feeding your mind and soul. Please keep your original white coat. Hang it up when the job is done. It'll remind you of today, but more importantly, it's got a lot of cool pockets to put things in. So I would suggest you take your program today, put it in that white coat, and when its job is done and you hang it up somewhere in your closet or put it away in a box as you move to another location, after you graduate or perhaps along the way, it'll have the oath in there. And this is important because if you're ever called to testimony, right, for your profession or perhaps as a defendant or a plaintiff in a legal action, they're going to ask you if you remember this oath. Did you take this oath? And they're going to say, Craig, it says I will do this, and I will do this, and I will do this. And you took that oath, right? Well, what does that mean? Did you follow through? And so I think it's really important that you refer to this from time to time, put it up somewhere where you can read it, and keep this as kind of one of your North Stars. Very, very important. The coat will continue to remind you of your grateful patients, family, and friends who helped you along life's journey. Thank you for inviting me to share on this special day with you. And I think we meet again in about 24 months. Better get started. For your graduation, thank you and Godspeed. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Phelps. This concludes our class of 2024 White Coat Ceremony. Students will remain on stage following the ceremony, so we may take formal class photo. Guests, your cooperation in exiting the auditorium at this time is greatly appreciated. The students will meet you in the lobby shortly. Students, please rise. Thank you all for joining us today. Congratulations, PA class of 2024, one last time.